Today's math lesson is Chapter 11, Lesson number 5. And it's on page 729. So open your Go Math books to page 729. Our lesson's title is Angles in Two-Dimensional Shapes. And if we take a look at our essential question, it's how do you find and count angles in two-dimensional shapes? So before we start the lesson, grab yourself a ruler. Remember, you can always hit pause and stop the video anytime that you like. Let's take a look at our first exercise. Use a ruler to draw two different triangles. Then draw two different rectangles. At this time, I recommend you press the pause button and draw your two triangles and two rectangles, and then press play again when you're ready to continue. So I'm going to draw two different triangles and two different rectangles. Trying to use my dots. Here, maybe I'll draw a triangle that has sides that are all the same length. And then two different rectangles. Did the ones you drew look like mine? Or perhaps you drew something totally different. Down here they want us to answer the question, or describe a triangle and a rectangle. Tell about the sides and the vertices. Well, I noticed that on a triangle, there's 3 sides and 3 vertices, while on a rectangle, there are 4 sides and 4 vertices. And if you remember, vertices refer to the corners. Let's move on to page 730. Now let's talk about angles. When two sides of a shape meet, they form an angle. And one way we help indicate an angle is with this curving line where the two sides meet. This shape has 3 angles. 1, 2, 3. For numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, they want you to circle the angles in each shape and write how many. You may want to press the pause button at this time and complete the 4 questions, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, you're ready to continue. Let's take a look at number 1, a pentagon. Did you know that was a pentagon? I bet you did. All right, let's circle the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. Well, let's take a look at the hexagon. I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to draw my angles this time with a curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles in a hexagon. What about the parallelogram? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles in a parallelogram, or a quadrilateral. And let's try the shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. 5 sides. That makes it what, guys? That's right, a pentagon. Did your answers agree with mine? Let's move on to page 731. Now try it on your own. The 4 shapes from numbers 5 through 8, they want you to count the number of angles and write how many. And then, for number 9, they want you to finish drawing the shapes of a pentagon and a quadrilateral. You might want to press the pause button here and complete the page. And when you're done, press play to continue. All right, you're ready to continue. Let's take a look at number 5. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. That's a triangle. Tri means 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's a quadrilateral. 4 sides, 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 in that rectangle. And how many angles in this shape for number 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles, 6 sides. Must be a hexagon. All right, let's finish drawing the pentagon. It just has to have 5 angles and 5 sides. 3 sides. 4 sides. 5 sides. Did you draw what I drew? And let's go ahead and count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. Let's try the quadrilateral. Quadrilateral should have 4 sides because quad means 4. 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. And are there 4 angles? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are. If you'd like to pause the video right now and scan the QR code and watch the Math on the Spot video, now is the time that you can do that. If not, let's move on to the next page. For page 732, you have 3 problems to complete. For number 10, you have to draw 2 shapes that when you count up all their angles, they equal 7. For number 11, you have to draw 3 shapes that when you count up all their angles equals 11. And for number 12, color in the bubble next to the shape that have 5 angles. Let's take a look at number 10. You have to draw 2 shapes that when you add up all the angles, they equal 7. So I wouldn't draw 2 squares because 2 squares give me a total of 8 angles, and I'm looking for 7. The same thing goes for number 11. I wouldn't draw 3 triangles because then I would only have a total of 9 angles, and I need to have a total of 11. So now go ahead and hit the pause button and complete this page, and when you're ready to check your answers, press play again and start the video. All right, time to check your answers. For number 10, we had to draw 2 shapes that when we count up all the angles, it'll add up to 7. So I'm thinking 2 shapes or 2 numbers that add up to 7. So I think to myself, 1 plus 6 equals 7, but I can't draw a one-sided shape, so that's not going to work. What about 2 plus 5? That equals 7, but again, I can't draw a 2-sided shape or one with 2 angles, so that won't do. What about 3 plus 4? That might work. I can draw a 3-sided shape, and I can draw a 4-sided shape. So I can draw a triangle, and a quadrilateral. And let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that works. Did you draw what I drew? Or perhaps you drew something different? Now let's look at number 11. You had to draw 3 two-dimensional shapes, and all the angles add up to 11. Well, if I drew 3 triangles, I don't think that will work, because 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, and I'm looking for a total of 11 angles. 3 squares, or 3 quadrilaterals, won't work because that would be 12 angles. 4 plus 4 plus 4. So if 3 three-sided shapes is too little and 3 four-sided shapes is too much, I'll have to have a combination of the two. What about a triangle, a square or rectangle? That's 7. And what about another quadrilateral? That would be 3 plus 4 plus 4. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That works. Did you draw what I drew, or did you draw something different? Maybe you drew 2 triangles and a pentagon. That would be 3 plus 5, 3 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That too would also work. All right, let's move down to number 12. Fill in the bubble next to all the shapes that have angles. Let's take a look at that first one. It's a hexagon. It's got 6 sides to it, and that means it's got 6 angles. So we're not going to color in that one. What about the hexagon with 5 sides? 5 sides, 5 angles? Yep, we'll color that one in. What about this quadrilateral? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 4 angles. Nope. And here's another 5-sided pentagon. So 5 sides, 5 angles. So for number 12, you should have colored in the second shape and the fourth shape. All right, now to complete today's lesson, you can go ahead and do the homework page, pages 733 and 734, and then take a picture of them and upload them into Seesaw. And that completes today's lesson.